than
Yay,
last
we
time.
did it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us, Jonathan. So, everyone, I want to introduce you to transformational life coach and especially working with men, Jonathan Ermita, who's also a mindfulness leader, mindfulness coach, and amazing conscious man that I met recently that I want to share today some awesome information, wisdom from all your work that you've been doing with couples and with men on how we women can be superstars for men and be supportive for men, because recently that's something that came up for me, was how I really want to be more of a support to men in general, and not come from this place of resentment or hurt from the past, which I feel a lot of women don't realize it, that when they go dating or they want to meet a man, how we're looking at men through the eyes of a wounded woman. And I'm speaking about myself here, that recently, especially talking with you, Jonathan, how what we see is what we're going to get more of. So I would love it if you can share a little bit about what your work is all about with men, and pointers for women if we really want to deepen intimacy and connection, especially with dating. I had a woman who wrote me because I asked my tribe what they want to hear, and she was saying how she would like to know how can she get a man to ask her out on a date sooner. What secrets can you reveal about that really draw a man into a woman?
Yeah, I mean, my work with men and with women is all about helping them express their authenticity, their truth, their power, really maximize their potential in every possible way. And so what I tell men as well as what I tell women is to show up in your full light, and not try to be someone for someone else, because I think that's where we get in trouble, is that we try to mold ourselves to become something that we think the other person wants. And so in that, there's no way to fully harness our true power. There's no way to fully express ourselves authentically. People smell that, even though it might not be conscious for them.
Mm-hmm.
They get a sense that, oh, there's something that this person's being someone that they're not, or trying to be someone that they're not.
And for me, like I work as a healing guide, a facilitator, and for me, I know, and for some of my friends who are healers or therapists, how we tend to want to help the man, and this has been my issue of looking at a man as something's missing, or maybe my expectations are way too high, because of the work that I do is all about clearing emotional baggage. So I'm expecting a man to be so clear and so light. And my friend was telling me how he doesn't have to be perfect and I don't have to fix him. Just be patient, because when we're vulnerable and we hold space for people, miracles happen. So for the healers out there, because a lot of my tribe are psychotherapists, life coaches, and they want to date. So it's like we have to turn off that hat. It's not appropriate when we're on a date. So
Yeah.
I know men don't want to be told what to do, and it's not even appropriate. Anything you want to share on that for women that want to stop
The
being the healer for everyone?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Again, and this is not limited to women, and it's not limited to men. This is a whole human dilemma. I think we don't honor the person across from us enough. Meaning, in order for us to, we need to allow space for that person to fully express themselves, and for them to feel like it's okay to be them, however it is that they're showing up in that particular moment. Because what happens is we start bringing in our agenda into these relationships, into these dates, and we bring in our imagination, our desire, our projection of what the guy across from us needs to be in order for us to be happy or fulfilled, right? And so we're not present. We're just not present.
So how
We're
can a
not
woman
really.
not have an agenda? I mean, doesn't that mean for her to just be more fulfilled with herself and her life and not feel needy?
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. And that, yeah, we the thing is, we can't escape that we cannot escape or excuse me, we cannot escape that sense of responsibility for ourselves. We can't escape being healing our wounds. We can't escape not doing the work, because what happens is all of that gets revealed in relationship
Darn
every
it.
single time. It gets revealed every single time.
So,
All the things, all our blind spots
so
get
then
revealed in relationships.
So then maybe we can look at relationships from what you're saying, and what I was asking is more as just feedback to where we are on our journey. What if our
Yeah.
first date with a man, like I'm excited because this is what I'm going to be doing, is where am I at, and then
Yeah.
to me it's more about me noticing and my clients, I think, just to kind of step back and enjoy that we're on the date and who's this person, looking at it more as an invitation to exploration. What do you think about that? Like, can you give us pointers for the first dates?
What a concept it would be if we were just to show up without an agenda to a date. If we were just to show up with an open curiosity to just find out who is this mysterious person across from us. Because the reality is we're a mystery to our own selves.
Mm.
So imagine what a mystery that person across from us is.
Especially for
So
those women that are over 35. I have a lot of friends,
yeah,
clients that want to have a baby. They want to get married. And I had a man recently tell me, Michelle, I feel like all they want is my DNA and my resume.
I love that line. Yeah, yeah.
DNA and the resume.
Yeah.
So you're recommending just people see what's in front of you, and any pointers?
See what's in front of you. Yeah.
And doesn't that also involve just presencing yourself? To see what's in front of you for ourselves? Because I know for me, I've taken so many courses on improving myself that I had to take a break and realize I'm enough right now, and not
Yeah.
to live my life from what's the next course going to be. So there's been some
Yeah.
major shifting personally for me, and I know that a lot of us are so ambitious, we're so goal oriented.
Right. Right.
That's
You
probably
know, and what the way we send our soul that message that we are enough and that the person across from us is enough and that the moment is enough is by completely surrendering to it. Because if we don't truly feel that, then we're trying to control what we're saying. We're trying to control who the person across from us, how they're showing up. We're trying to control the moment. So the message that we can send to life in on a date, if we're wanting to really send a message that I am whole, this moment is whole, and I am okay, is to completely surrender to it and to trust in the unfolding of that moment without trying to control. Again, this is easier said than done. This requires a lot of work, self-work, a commitment to be self-aware and to take responsibility for the shit that we bring into the world, not just into relationships.
yeah,
Because we're bringing shit into every single conversation that we enter,
so true.
right? So can we come in without an agenda? Can we come in just completely wide open and see what can happen when that happens?
Because that's the only way that possibility is going to come in. Because a lot of
That's
us are
it.
living from
That's
the
it.
past. And as you're talking, what's coming up is the tantra work I think that's part of the reason why this past 2 years of my life, I've really wanted to dive deep into tantra. And something that just came up, let me know what you think about this. Like when you're on a date, you can both just like smell the food, be like little animals, and discover what the food tastes like, or each other. And just get more into the senses. And that's what we're going to do in our workshop on
That's
July
it.
26th, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You want to talk
Exactly.
a little bit about that? Because I'm so excited to collaborate with you on this event at the Sacred Space. You guys got to listen here.
I'm stoked. I'm super stoked. One of the things that us guys are not very good at is being present and being in our bodies. We are we typically operate from the neck up and from the waist down, right? But that whole middle portion, goes unrecognized, right? And that's where our power is, right? Our power is in our gut. It's in our heart. It's there in our core. Right. And so we can utilize the neck up and the waist down to harness that power and to have it move. Right. And to
Well, that's what the
really,
tantra work does.
that's exactly
And
it.
I'd love it if
Right.
you want to share how that bridge was created from the work that we did recently, the body work.
Yeah. Which was wonderful. Yeah. The work that you and I did and that you did with me. And I mean, it's beautiful. Your work is absolutely transformational. You have such a diverse toolkit available to you that allowed me to enter into my body and to really feel into the energies that are at play, all the different ways that I hold on and I protect and I and I don't allow the openness and the fullness of who I am to be expressed fully. And so the work that we did together was unbelievable on that front. And I highly encourage men and women to seek you out and to really engage in this work, because it's so important for us to enter into our bodies. We don't realize how disembodied we go through our day-to-day lives. We're just
Especially sitting
completely
chairs,
disconnected.
6 to 8 hours, sitting is the new smoking. And
Yeah.
just if you think about it, when we sit for 6 to 8 hours in a desk, our sexual creative energy temple is not being moved. And this is something I never thought I would be working with men so much and couples. And I'm so happy that I'm open to just letting the universe guide me, because so many men, it's been so beautiful to hear what they tell me is, wow, Michelle, the way that you touched me, it wasn't sexual, it was sensual. So for a man to even know what that means in his body,
Right.
they don't
Right.
even realize what that is, because they're so focused on pleasuring the woman. So when I work with men, they don't have to do anything back to me.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
do the tantra massage and the tantric body work and breath work, a man gets to lean back and be the king and be able to receive, opening up all his chakras, expanding his sexual energy, and then we can use that energy to harness whatever we want to create in our lives. So I work with executives, men that own their own companies and they want to take their companies to another level. And they tell me, when they see me in the morning and then they go to work, how they walk around taller. And so this is something that I'm so excited we're going to teach men at this workshop that's coming up, the Awakened Man, that Jonathan is going to be leading, and I'm going to come in as a guest sharing the tantra sexual energy expansion exercises. That for me, I mean, I'm 45 years old and I feel like I'm 28, and I look younger since I've been doing this work.
Yeah.
So for men that want to feel younger, lighter, freer, more energized, and if there's anything other benefits that you want to share, Jonathan, I would love just to share a little bit more about that workshop we're going to be doing on your end.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is a journey towards self-connection, right? And self-connection and empowerment. Because the truth is, the more that we enter into ourselves, into our body, the more we get introspective and get curious about who we are,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we were talking about being curious on a date, but what about being curious about our own selves
Yes.
and what brings us pleasure, what brings us joy, what brings us fulfillment?
Amen.
We don't do that enough.
Yeah.
We don't do that enough. And so this is an opportunity for guys to share that, to explore that, to get into their bodies, to really find out, what the hell am I really made out of, right? Like, what's here? What's possible? What's possible when I really harness this energy and when I step into the world in the fullness and totality of who I am?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're exploring here. And I am thrilled to be sharing that space with you and to see what happens, what sort of magic we co-create there.
Yes, me too. So we're inviting all men in Miami, South Florida, even in the Palm Beaches. Come on down south on
Yes.
July
Yeah.
26th. The workshop
7 to 9.
7 to 9. I'm going to
Yeah.
share the link for the event. We're going to put it up on Facebook, and I'm so excited, and I really want to thank you, Jonathan, for the work that you're doing, for being a conscious man, for being open to sharing this information. And I feel myself, it's the timing of it is crazy, because on my birthday night,
Unbelievable.
I had this amazing Zouk dance class with Cesar Santana, who's one of the most amazing conscious men I've ever met. And he was teaching me the steps, and he was telling me, Michelle, your steps are weird. You're cheating yourself out of your steps. And I was like, this is so symbolic of life. I was looking at the metaphor of the dancing and how he's like, you have to stop trying to control everything. It was so funny.
That's it.
And then after that, I had that opening of realizing how I don't think I've been feeling highly enough about men, and kind of have been discounting them in different situations. And then I started crying, and I was like, I'm sorry, man. Like the whole race of men. And that's what I love about the Alba Method, is that it's all about being real and raw with ourselves. So I got to have a little powwow with myself. And then I've shared that video with my clients, because it turns out that a lot of women are not even aware that they're really not thinking highly of their husbands or their boyfriends, or it's like we're used to gossiping or talking bad about them. But what if we actually thought higher of them and apologized for the past not thinking enough about them? So that's why your program really resonated with me, because here's a solution. So stop complaining, women. Invite your man to come to this class and let's create some magic. And the fact that you work with couples and women, I think you're an awesome resource for my clients for sure. So I'm really happy to meet you and to work with you. And everyone, write to Jonathan. I've highlighted his name. Ask him questions. He's totally here for you. We're going to be making more videos. He's also got a podcast, the 305.
Waking Up in the 305, which Michelle will be on in 5 weeks. Your episode will be up.
Awesome. And I'm going to put the link for his podcast. Everyone, listen to his podcast. And also you can do a review on iTunes and
subscribe,
share.
All that.
Subscribe and share. And let's spread this information. This is what I feel. To balance in this world, it is really about us all awakening our own man inside, which is what I'm doing. And embracing the male and the female. We can't, the light and the dark, you know, the yin and the yang, dancing with both. That's what Tantra is all about also. And I'm just really happy to be here. Thank you. Thank you for this morning.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone. Bye.